Shall we begin? Let's begin now. Shall we begin?
Aloha, Gemini. This is Stephanie with the Whispering Dragonfly coming to you with your spirit messages for the year of 2022. Oh my gosh, we're already going into 2022. How amazing. All right, so this is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. Before we get started, I wanted to say thank you so much. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing. Thank you for hitting that bell button, leaving me comments. All of those things help my channel to grow and expand. Also, I wanted to give a big shout out and a thank you to anyone who has donated to the channel over the course of 2021. That has been so helpful to helping me to get new tarot and be able to give these awesome free messages to you guys. So I appreciate all of you who have helped support me through this year of learning YouTube. And then, yeah, and anyone who wants to work with me, either get a paid reading or be in a mentorship with me personally to help you learn how to align and thrive and live happy, just email me at thewhisperingdragonfly@gmail.com. We'll do a free phone consultation and see what is the best program and course of action for you to take. Okay, here we go. We're going to start with a little bit of Hawaiian salt. You take a pinch. That heals, it clears the energy, and it gives you your minerals. So what we're going to do is do a general overall reading. Then we'll look at love a little bit later on. Okay, so we're going to start with an archetype card, which is your general energies for the entire year, the energy of influence that is most prevalent, and we'll also get a spiritual energy card. So the archetype card we're using are called the Wisdom Keepers. This is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's get right to it. These are a little more in depth, so just stick with me here. We're going to go over things quarterly as well. Beautiful Gemini, you have non-attachment. Gorgeous. So a lot of your energy this particular year, sorry, I'm having a hard time swallowing, okay? So this particular year is going to really be an enlightened energy. It's the energy of non-attachment. Love is non-attachment. So 2022 in its essence yields down to a 6, okay, with 3 2s being prevalent, so 2 2 2. 6 has to do with harmony. It has to do with love. It has to do with power, high magic, okay? It's the symbol is the Star of David. So you have as above, so below, okay? And many of you will be moving into some of the, what do we want to call that? Mystery schools, okay? Learning how to work your Merkaba, your spiritual vehicle. Many of you will be learning how to navigate new dimensions, okay? And with this non-attachment, it's a 42, if that means anything to you. So some of you, that may be your age or the age coming up, or that yields down to a 6. So you are in harmonious action with the actual year that you're going into. Okay, so you're really tuning in, Gemini. They're showing me this beautiful snake around the third eye and this Buddha. So you're coming into an enlightened period of time. Okay, really gorgeous enlightened period of time. This has flower of life all over it and these beautiful like light language symbols. So you guys are really enlightening at this time, Gemini. I feel like any areas where you have been attached or where you have felt possession over people or things, that's going to be called into question. You're essentially learning how to live in true love. And true love is non-attachment. Attachment is when we feel like you own the other person, or the other person is where we're attached to our jobs, or where we're attached to a romantic partner feeling like they have to complete us, but you're coming into the state of being whole and complete in yourself in this energy, and therefore being non-attached. Okay, so I'm getting really, really hot, so I'm going to take my jacket off. Excuse me. So, which is funny because it's not real hot outside, but I do feel like you guys your energy's speeding up and it's warming up, and you're learning how to stoke the fires within yourself, and therefore you can show up for others as love. Okay, and as I'm saying that, notice how the lights just got brighter. Okay, really strange sound. Okay, and let's look at the spiritual energies. I feel like your general energy is quite spiritual. So many of you are going through spiritual awakening. Beautiful. We have the Hathors or Hathors. These are beautiful 12th dimensional beings. Those of you who are star seeds and light workers, you may come from this particular constellation or star seed group. They also work hand in hand with the Arcturians, so very benevolent. It says deep love, mother's milk, birth as a portal. Some of you may be, welcoming in a child this year if you're looking to physically welcome in a child. For others of you, I feel like this is the birth of your new life. This is the birth of your spiritual self. This is the birth from the 3D density to the 5D lightness. You are truly coming into new energies. You're going to feel new within yourself. This non-attachment is the most beautiful of all the loves. By being non-attached, by being attached to no thing or nothing, everything comes to you. So I feel like this is going to be a really prosperous year, but you're learning to elevate your vibration in such a way that things come to you in sheer happiness. Look at the expression on this man's face. I mean, that is contentment to the max. Okay, really beautiful. And the Hathors or Hathors, I never know how to say that correctly, but they also tend to be the singers. Okay, they sing the song. So whether you have a beautiful voice, singing voice or not, Spirit's saying make a joyful noise at this time. You're having male or female matters not, you're having very beautiful mother nurturing energy. I'm also feeling like the moon is going to be really relevant to you this year, and the cycles of the moon. All right, third quarter. I'm just getting your energy oracle cards for each quarter of the year. And then we'll get your tarot and then talk a little story. Yeah, beautiful. You are really unfolding here. Okay. Nice. Okay, so it feels like it's going to be a very abundant year for you guys. All right. So we have second chakra, Archangel Ariel. So this is your creation chakra here. This is manifestation, color orange. This is reproduction and sexual union. We have the sun. Beautiful energies coming into the first part of the year. This is a 36. That number may mean something to you, which yields down to a 9, which is the opener. Okay. 9s are, okay, so 3 is conception. 6 is in the womb. It's incubation. 9 is birth. Okay. So you really have huge themes of birth and things getting, coming out into the world in a new way. Okay. Some of you may be quite literally creating a child in this particular year. So those of you who have been wanting a child, those of you who are not wanting a child, be very specific on what you want to birth, because you have really strong birth energy in this particular read for this year. Okay, so take precaution or not, depending on what you want. Okay, but this first quarter here, so January, February, March, you're really coming into your own. You're balancing that sacral chakra. I feel like there's a burst of creative energy. We do have Venus retrograde until January 29th. So during this reflective period, I feel like you are really deciding what you want out of love, life, how you want to make money, how you want to make your heart feel good. And then there will be some energy flow after you've gotten clear on what you want. And you're learning to give that up to universe, source, your higher self, in order to that. So that's the non-attachment, in order for you to move forward lovingly. Okay, so the next, so for some of you too, on the career path, they're saying in this first quarter, you may be starting a business, changing to a new way of doing work. I feel like some of you, because Gemini is ruled by Mercury, so it's that communication factor. You're communicating differently. Some of you may be through speech and other things. You may be teaching sex and reproduction. You may be teaching others about how to be in this non-attached state. Because I feel like with the emphasis on that sacral chakra, you have some healing and information that you can give to the world, and there's the door opening for that to be really good. We'll look at love later with these cards, but it feels great for new creation energy. Now, second quarter, you're moving into a little bit of a different energy. We have attachment, okay? We have woman holding a coin. So this could be an earth sign. This reminds me of the Pentacles. Okay, so this is someone in your life who may be coming in, who's quite wealthy. They may be a benefactor. And then we have Tree of Life. Okay, so you're working on non-attachment. So I feel like you're attached to someone or something. Some of you, this may be an actual mother. It's very strange this second quarter, Gemini. What they're giving me is that non-attachment. So some of you, I don't really want to say this. So some of you might be receiving an inheritance at this time, because you're the benefactor. I just got really queasy to my stomach with that one. But there's great change that is happening on this second quarter. The other thing is the Tree of Life, okay? It's not only genealogy, but it's also spiritual genealogy. So I do feel like for many of you, you're letting go of the attachment of how things come in. For business, I feel like you're letting go. Like, don't be too attached to how or what you do for work. Like, really look at the tree and the cycle of life, because I feel like you have some really beautiful income coming in, and this second cycle, or the second quarter, Gemini, is going to be I'll say your most learning phase, because you have attachment and non-attachment as your non-attachment as your general energy, but you'll be dealing with attachment. So this is where you're really learning to let go, is in this second quarter. You're learning to allow what you have created to come to fruition. You're learning to stand in your power. They're also showing that some of you may be moving into more independence. So you might be the feminine energy that is taking care of business and taking care of things, stepping into your power, being unattached to the outcome. So you're really learning this second quarter how to release that attachment, okay? And this is to people, things, how you do work. I do feel like you'll have a benefactor. So if there's not a inheritance to be had, I do feel like what they're saying is allow yourself to be helped. I feel like many of you may have a wealthy, like if you're starting business or what have you, you may have a wealthy woman who is older or female energy that might be investing into you, because with this tree of life, it feels very much like an elder giving something to someone younger, the next generation, to create, okay? I just want to get a little bit of clarity on this attachment card. What is it that they're attached to that needs to be released in order to have this mentor or be the beneficiary? Okay, what is this attachment? Okay. We have the Chariot card, okay, which is typically a victory. This is the card of Cancer. Okay, so this is, you know, what they're saying is being attached to how you have the victory, to the communications. I feel like some of you, it may be changing how the communications go, being attached to the control. Also, there's an element of, because Cancer is ruled by the moon, they're also the element of the mother. So, you know, you're letting go of the attachment of the mother energy or this communication. Man, I strongly feel like someone is making their transition. If they are, you know this, it's not sudden. It's someone who already may be affected with illness. And I'm sorry to say that, it's just coming through so strong. And I don't like giving those type of messages. Okay, moving on from that energy because I don't really like it. But there is an element of learning non-attachment, okay? So that's not going to be for everybody. If you have someone who's ill or a mother figure that's ill, very, very sorry. But you will already know right now that they're going through that. It's not a surprise. Okay, third quarter, we have the Temple Path. And then we have the Palace of Swords. So the energy gets tremendously better in the third quarter. Okay, the Temple Path is you're choosing the spiritual path. You are making that transition into this deep love and non-attachment. Many of you are having a strong spiritual awakening. The person, the mentor or benefactor, may set you on this temple path. They may be somebody who is a spiritual mentor. So in that second quarter, you might be learning from a spiritual mentor and really moving into this temple path, choosing the higher road. And we have this Palace of Swords. This is the highest card of the Swords deck. This says you are at mastery of yourself and your environment. This is a spiritual card. It has to do with wisdom. Wisdom is different than knowledge, okay? Wisdom comes from experience, and it is an air sign card. So you're showing up in your power, in your element. Gemini, your element is the mind. You guys are excellent thinkers. And now you're going to be moving into even more power. For some of you, you may be taking up like a spiritual career at this time. So whatever you start in this first quarter and the benefactor that came in the second, you're starting to see the results in the third quarter. You're starting to see the mastery of letting go. Many of you, I feel like, are also taking up like a meditation practice or something to release your attachments to how things need to go. I feel like your mind's really expanding and becoming a lot more free, okay? A lot more, like, because Gemini, your thoughts go so quickly. So I feel like this is almost like a beautiful silence, okay? So your signals may be changing. I feel like you guys are all quite intuitive. But third quarter, I feel like you're going for a very spiritual third quarter of 2022. You're harmonizing your differences. You're moving into more love. Some of you may be choosing to do a more spiritual line of work or some sort of healing. They also showed me like a crystal store and like books. So many of you have like information to give to others. I feel like Gemini in this third quarter, the spiritual experiences that you're having, some of you might even write books. I feel like because you're very eloquent with language, or do a podcast, like there's a need to get your communication out to others, but that will be made clear. I feel like you're getting kind of the downloads in the third quarter. You're mastering yourself. It's really beautiful energy. And then the fourth quarter, you have blossoming abundance. Heck yeah. And Queen of Coins. So male or female matters not. This is the divine feminine in her earthen, beautiful energy. This is the card of Capricorn. So this is essentially you coming into your own financially, in your own like money sector, your energy sector. It's blossoming abundance. So all that you've done throughout the year, this last quarter, you're going to see the results. They're having me look at the birds that are on here. So there's a barn owl, a butterfly. We've got coins everywhere. Really beautiful cards. So the owls are the protectors and guardians. They also have to do with wisdom. They're often the familiars of witches, so some of you may identify that way, but essentially you're coming into major abundance. And this Queen of Coins is abundance with generosity. Okay, this is the overflow. This is having all of your needs met and then being the philanthropist and helping others. So because you have been unattached, because through this year you have learned that deep love, you've learned to be the mother's milk, you've learned how to birth your new life, you are going to see the return for your efforts in the fourth quarter, okay? They're also indicating there's such a strong thing for pregnancy. Now, this is not going to be for everyone because this is a general reading and this particular bit is very specific. But they're saying for those of you who have had miscarriage, that there will be the rainbow baby, okay? So they're saying take heart and be unattached to the outcome, because I'm feeling like some of you have been having fertility things go on. Now, this will not be for everyone. So this is just for those who have had these experiences, okay? But we have the Queen of Coins. This is like, it reminds me of like pre-Empress energy, okay? Because very, very fertile energy here, okay? Very, very fertile. Okay, Gemini. All right, let's switch gears and look at love. Is there anything else? What they're saying is a beautiful progression, okay? So have that non-attachment, because I feel like there's an ebb and flow of the energy. So everything's not going to come in all at once. And so remind yourself that you are birthing. Male or female matters not. You're birthing this year. So where you may have been the seed that was planted, or all the seeds that you have planted previously, they're birthing into existence at this time. Okay? Let's get into love. First quarter. Love messages for Gemini. Love messages for Gemini. Okay. First quarter, second, third, and fourth. That feels relevant too. Okay. So first quarter, we have imagine all unwanted thoughts dissolving into light, creating room for new opportunities and possibilities for your life. Beautiful. With this Venus in retrograde, you're definitely going through, in this first quarter, all of the unwanted thoughts are dissolving. Look at this. You've got your sacral chakras healing. You're really going to be amping up your creative energy. You have the sun, so you have this beautiful outcome that is the most beloved card in the deck. And then you are learning to take control of your unwanted thoughts. Be non-attached to them. You are not your thoughts. So new possibilities in love are coming in. Okay, much better than you could expect. So those of you who are single, like this first quarter is you getting your mojo back. Okay, this is you getting your sacral chakra back in action, like feeling like you know, that you're sexy again, feeling that you're fertile again, feeling that you are creative again. And fertile does not mean that you have to have a baby. Fertile is just creative energy. And I feel like you're learning to release and be unattached to the old thoughts. New patterns are presenting themselves. Okay. Second quarter says, if you could do anything, what would it be? The answer dwells in your heart, not your mind, for the heart is the gateway to the soul. So I feel like in love in the second quarter, you're absolutely figuring out who and what you want to be. In relationships, in how you relate to others, I feel like many of you in this second quarter, there's just a lot of energies that are shifting for you. And so, you know, I've been listening to the Joe Dispenza meditations, and beautiful. It helps you do brain and heart coherence. Highly recommend. It's not an ad. It's just something that I actually do use, and it's working. Okay. So that may be for some of you. But what he says is changing or getting a new personality yields a new personal reality. So you're moving out of victim mode, Gemini, and you're moving into creator mode. And how you create is through that non-attachment. Because the non-attachment says, I know that my source and that my higher self are going to bring me everything that I have asked for. The answer in the universe is always yes, positive or negative. So you get to choose who you want to be. And so I feel like your personality may be changing rather drastically. So don't be attached to your identity at this time, because it's going to open the opportunity for new love. And I feel like the love sector here is more geared towards singles. But if I get a couples message, I'll let you know. But it just feels like you're choosing who you're going to be in relationships. And I feel like this is beautiful because you're letting go of the attachment, letting go of grabbing from the field to feel like you can get your energy served. Now you're learning how to emanate your own magnetic field and attract what you want rather than grabbing, okay? And it's like being unattached to your old identity, because you're going to be changing rather drastically this year because it's in harmony with who you really are. You are not your sad stories, Gemini. You are not the breakups. You are not the, love fails. You are whoever you want to be. And so why not choose to be the one that's loved deeply, okay? Call on the Hathors and ask them to help infuse you with that love and who you choose to be. And we have this tree of life. Again, you may have a mentor that's going to help you through this time. If I happen to be that person, email me. If it's someone else, you will know who this person is that's going to help you to move through and unattach to those old storylines so you can get what you want, because I feel like you're headed there. All right. Third quarter, we have trust. Transformation occurs through acceptance. Once you accept the current situation, it will automatically transform. Okay? You're going through this third quarter is that temple path and moving into the wisdom from experience. So they're asking you to trust in love. They're asking you to choose a more spiritual option, okay? Because you are elevating. It may be tempting to go back to the old ways of doing love, but look how beautiful this energy is between the two of them, and the trust that's there, and the love that is moving between them. Okay? So accepting things for how they are, and then just through non-attachment, allowing it to transform. So this one does have a couple's message. I feel like for those of you who are coupled, you're elevating spiritually. So you don't have to like leave the person that you're with. You adjust your own vibration, and then, whew, amazing, the things that used to trigger you are not triggering you anymore. Okay, but it does take some focus, and you're learning to master yourself and your environment. And this is through trust rather than manipulation. Okay, manipulation involves a lot of effort. Okay, and you're learning the non-attachment path, which has very little to do with effort and everything to do with alignment. Okay, so I do feel like you're aligning at this time. Okay. So there's kind of a mixed bag here where you have two at the end here. It says, wait, don't rush into it. Allow nature to take its course. I feel like at the beginning of the fourth quarter, you're going to have, because it's blossoming abundance. Okay, this fertility and love is blossoming. So there's no need to rush it. I feel like many of you are looking for someone that you're forever somebody that you could spend the rest of your lifetime with. Okay. So for something that's going to be around for the rest of your life, why do you need to rush it? Okay, this is someone who's going to be there. So allow it to open organically. Allow it to blossom. We don't look at flowers and say, blossom faster, all right? Or try to pull up, like farmers don't try to pull the corn up before it's actually ready to harvest, okay? And then towards the end of the fourth quarter, we have this one. It says, let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space. Love never claims. It simply allows and gives. Okay, so for those of you that are single this fourth quarter, you will have met someone, possibly have met them in the third quarter here. If you're single and haven't met someone before, others of you do have someone else coming back in, allowing there for to be trust. Those of you that are coupled, it's like all in all, the energy is let there be closeness, but give space. And this has come up in pretty well all of the readings in regards to love. Spirit's saying the unions are happening in 2022, but they're reminding me of the rune of partnership. And it says, do not collapse yourself into the union. Rather, allow the winds of heaven to dance between you. Okay, so that's about the giving of space. Love never claims. Non-attachment, okay? Deep, deep love. Never claims. It simply allows and gives. The question here, Gemini, is not what can you do for me in love this year? It's what am I here to give? Very different, okay? So now you're here to give, and you're here to give without the attachment or the hooks of receiving anything back. And therefore, you end up having the embrace. There's no need to rush things this year. So I feel like it's going to be a steady growth, a steady and even flow. So if you allow yourself to be unattached, because I do feel like some people may come and go because you are elevating spiritually this year, but I feel like it comes into harmony towards the last quarter of 2022, which is a really beautiful thing. And so just stick with it, okay? Stick with your growth and progress. Make you your number one love this year, and everything else flows, okay? Let's get 2 cards to finish out the reading. We don't want these to be so long. Okay. And we're going to get a Sacred Destiny card to finish out the reading, and a Shaman's Dream Oracle for Gemini 2022. Okay, 2. And Shaman's Dream. Beautiful cards here for Gemini 2022. That's that one. Okay, we have Illumination and Truth. Okay, this year is going to be very much about illumination, truth, enlightenment, that non-attachment. I feel like all around, you're going to be illuminated to certain patterns that you've been doing. You're going to have the truth told to you, and it's going to feel enlightening. It's going to release burdens from you. It's going to help you to release the attachments to people and other situations, okay? Because there is great love here for you, and that great love is very motherly in nature. We all have our inner mother, even if our outer mothers weren't really excellent. This is about nurturing and mothering yourself. This is about birthing yourself. So this illumination and truth is going to help you in this process. You're having a very spiritual year in 2022. And you got straddling worlds. Wandering between realms. Like I said at the very beginning, you may be doing some traveling between dimensions, learning that Merkaba. You're learning the non-attachment. You're learning how to be above and below, okay? As far up as you go and expand in your energy field, that's how far you move into the earth, okay? There's a true straddling of worlds. It's a 52. That number may mean something to you. Yields down to a 7, which is the truth, the seer of truth, the psychic, the learner. Okay, so you are in this beautiful energy this year, Gemini, where you are learning, growing. You're learning to express from your spiritual self, because they're showing me the purple and the blue with a little bit of green. So heavy emphasis on your heart chakra, but especially through expression, but you're elevating your expression to your crown chakra. You're elevating this year, Gemini, majorly, okay? Do you know the Hathors are 12th dimensional beings? We're talking about moving into 5th dimension. They're 12th dimensional beings. You're really moving into a higher frequency, so let yourself be elevated and release the attachment to your identity or who you've been in the past, because you're moving forward in a beautiful way. Okay, it's going a little long, so thank you so much, you guys. Thank you for hanging in there with me if you're still with me. And until next time, aloha.